Oh, welcome into Scouting Synopsis. We're here to talk the only football that matters MLS times two, the rare, elusive double game week. To help us figure out what's going on, we have Alex ATG Sorare coming in with the hot picks and the long loss. We finally found him, went down to the lost and found office and found him, MLS card guy, Chris. Welcome back.
Great to be back. I don't know what the hell's going on, so you guys are gonna have to tell me. But I did watch some games. So this past week, I have a few takes that I've forgotten since then. But I'll come up with them as we go. But yeah, it's good to be back. Let's dive in, man. We're gonna be here a while. We got a lot to go through.
There's just too much to cover. The elusive double game week. As always, Trip and B in here first. You love to see it. Surface to air missile. Good afternoon, good evening, or wherever you are. Good night, maybe. Boston Sean, greetings. Talking about good night, Mike Baston. It might be a long one. There's a lot to talk about. It's going to be all over the place, but hey, we're here for the good times, not the long times. Vic a little late. Fifth. See, I'm so used to him being first that I thought he was, but no, he was fifth.
Step up your game, bro.
Dude, Harvey Radford coming in here. How does the double game week work? It's the best score that your player scores between the both games. It's like best ball, baby. It used to be different, but now this is what we get. So it's going to be a high scoring, high flying, full of action. But hey, we're gonna get into it. But we usually start with Alex's picks, but because this is such a special occasion, I need to ask all of you, as Red or Dead comes in here as well. Good evening. Let's find out, and I want to hear from the chat too. Anybody that's listening, what are we prioritizing this week? I know there's a lot of chatter about prioritizing Cap 240 because, hey, you got two shots at that big score going for the big money if you want to. There's Euros, there's Copa America, there's special weeklies all over the place. People's galleries are completely just all over the place. So I want to know, where are you guys going? And Chris, since you don't really know what's going on, let's go with you first. Let's put you right in the spotlight.
So I do know that it's a double game week. I do know that much at least. I didn't even occur to me as I was setting my lineups that, wait, you have two chances at Cap 240. But I always prioritize Cap 240. So, that doesn't really affect me. I think the interesting question here is, do you go for a higher, level than you normally would, right? It makes sense. You get redemption almost, if you will. I think there's going to be people that are going to overshoot, though, still. I think you'll get a few points bonus, but those are big tiers, 270 to 340. If you have a team of just kind of guys that you've bought for nothing, that can barely scrape together 270 in most weeks, they're not hit.
But they could. They definitely could. As he comes back, why don't we figure that out?
Whoa.
Hey,
whoa. He's back.
We heard none of that, my guy.
So my point was, if you have really bad players that you bought for really cheap, that barely hit 270 ever, they're probably not going to hit 390. I think we have to have some realistic expectations. I think a lot of people are going to anticipate, I can hit something bigger than I normally would, and they're going to go for it, and then they're going to hit what they should hit, and then they're going to be disappointed. So I think maybe if you feel like you have good matchups in both matchups, maybe you could go for one rung higher than you normally would. But you also got to remember that this is a 3-game week, and the DNP gods will have to be smiling upon you as well, because you're probably not going to get both games for most of these guys. So let's just keep our expectations in check, everybody.
No, Mike Baston kind of agrees in middle threshy, and you did bring it up, and everyone's so excited about the double game week, so excited about double scores. The potential is just endless. But yeah, I was talking to Alex earlier too, and I was like, it's a 3-game week. There's going to be DMP shenanigans, all that rotation. Will the Lords be upon us? Dude, that high threshold is so tempting. Even though the middle threshy is probably the correct answer, but that high one is so tempting. And I know, Alex, is tempting for you. So is that the game plan? Are you going big?
I think I'm just gonna go middle, because it's sort of the same principle as where whenever you hit low threshold in a regular week, you're like, that middle threshold's tempting. But in this, it's the middle threshold and the high threshold's tempting. So for rare, I think it's a no-brainer you go middle over high, because the score is huge that you'll need for high, and 340 to 390 is a bigger jump than like score wise.
The average is, by the way, for 390 to hit, you need an average of 78 per player. That's a lot. Average. Like, you're not getting that with just anybody, you know?
Yeah. And so I have my team pulled up that I'm going to throw into 240 because it's tempting to go high, but the thing is I am going to go middle. Even though last week this lineup I believe hit 420. So I had this lineup, but I had Rusnak in for Russell, which was close, but not exactly. I know this lineup can score big, and with some matchups too, I think I'm confident in middle threshold. This one I was considering top threshold because I have some more peak scorers, as well as a really good chance. I think probably the best 2 game week, like 2 game keeper for the game week in Schulte. I don't know. I think middle threshold is the way to go. I mostly prioritize cap 240 as much as I possibly could with the restraints of threshold. So I can't throw in Gould and Heel and all my upper guys into it, but I can throw these guys maybe coming back from injury or lower scores with high peaks that have been coming recently.
Yeah, there's definitely some teams you can sneak in there. Like I tried to go for rare. I tried to do 240 rare, and my guys they were just I couldn't get a decent team that I thought could hit like under the cap, so I kind of just avoided it and kind of just spread my rares in a challenger limited. Shh, don't tell anybody. But hey,
Ooh.
you could take the Boston Sean route and go with Essence. I do want to bring up I missed this earlier, but hey, shout out to Portugal for the win. But yes, exactly the only thing that matters. Shout out Paulo. I do actually for perspective. Oh no, this we were bringing it up, and I wasn't sure which game week it was. But this week, actually, I had a banging 240 week, and I still didn't hit 390. I was looking at it, I was like,
Wow.
I'm this close. And like these are the type of scores that you have to hit: 84, 55, 59, 103 from Nwobodo. Picked the wrong captain, and Paul Areola, who actually did something. And even this still didn't hit 390.
So the fun part of this, people will say, well, all you need to do is run this a second week and you'll absolutely hit it.
Yeah.
But like realistically, Nwobodo's not getting higher. Areola's not getting higher. Galese is probably not getting higher. You're really looking at 2 guys. You're looking at 2 guys to go up, and Nagby at 54 is pretty much what he does. Like he doesn't really get into the 60s much. So you're really looking at Janssen to like pump that score. So yes, you're only 4 points away, but even still, I don't know if you'd make it on a second game week.
Yeah. So, like when I saw that Nwobodo score, I'm like, how? That's straight AA too. There's no.
By the way, I captained Nwobodo last week. I just want that known. I knew this was coming.
Did you win a reward?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so. I think I got a DMP.
Look at that. Just in possession, 32.
That's so wild.
Dear
He's
Lord,
so
and
good.
Nwobodo. He is so good. He sometimes kills your lineups. Ahmed, good night. But yeah, that just shows that no matter how hard you try, hitting that 390 is so incredibly difficult. So after showing you that, Alex, are we still going for the top threshy?
No. I mean, I considered it, but it's just more.
It's fun to think about.
It is fun to think about, but it's more realistic to just chill, to just not try to overshoot like a lot of people are going to get tricked into. You don't get too greedy. That's what my thinking was.
Yeah.
Don't
take the free money.
Exactly. Especially I think this week. Yeah. Especially this week, maybe if your team's bad, that lower threshold, just sit at that. Like you're probably going to get that. No sweat, I would hope. Unless it's like really bad. Like if you have Kyrie Shelton in your lineup, you're probably not going to get any sort of close to cap. But yeah, I think everybody should just chill at middle, lower. Don't go upper don't go upper. It's not worth it. No one hits it. I don't know. Barely any people hit it. Maybe 10 per game week, and that's out of thousands.
So I found my Nwobodo lineup. It was a very low prio lineup, and I didn't think Perez was going to start, but I always throw those 50-50 backup goalkeepers. I throw them in lineups anyway, and I was so close to actually just scratching with 4 people, which I've done before with some of these lineups too, which is crazy. I want to take this in a little bit of a different direction. I think there's actually there's more opportunity in All-Star where everybody's playing Euro teams, everybody's playing the high scorers from there. There's more opportunity to kind of I don't know. I feel like a lot of people will naturally go to the cap mode with 240 and just try to hit that playing against themselves.
Right.
But I think I have been staying away from any all-star teams or anything that has like mixed utility with the Euro, because I feel like the Euro players are just going to crush my MLS players. I don't know if that's the case this week. I feel like there's a little bit of an advantage for the MLS players specifically. So I might actually go pretty heavy into the mixed modes, like the cap 240s, the all-stars. It doesn't really work with like European Championship or, Copa America or anything like that, because obviously the MLS players don't have those. But I think those U23, I think those specifically, those three should be like main focuses for big MLS players and galleries, and then kind of back your way into the challenger content or the challenger lineups from there. That's how I'm approaching it anyway.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Cap 240 is 9,800 lineups right now, and All Star is 6,800. And so that's still kind of wild. And I always compare All Star to 270, and 270 is 4,500. So maybe 270 could also be an option too. But All Star, I do get where you're coming from. I think peak scores are going to be easier to achieve in MLS than anything else this week. Besides Brazil League, you'll get some, but MLS, there's more.
No, I totally agree with you too, because like as I was setting my lineups earlier today before this show, I was really struggling where to go. Like I always do my challenger, like classic season, because that's really what I focus on, because I want those in-season MLS cards. But it's been tough. Like classic challenger has been really tough. Like at this point, whoever is playing in that division are hardcore like MLS sickos. They're locked in, they're tuned in. The competition is really heavy, where I have been finding a little bit more success where like the variety and like the caps makes things a little different. And some people do shoot. Some people try to squeeze in a low cap guy that's not going to really hit, to try to squeeze in 3-4 like smashers that might not hit either. So yeah, I think you're right. I think I did prioritize the caps a little bit harder than I did. I've been staying away from All-Star. Like there's no way that I can compete, even though there's a little bit more prizes. But this week it is a little different with Champion and Euros, that it almost might be a good shout. Fripp coming in here. What's up? Finally back from his world adventures. It's going All-Star, U23, and cap.
His world adventures never stop.
Oh yeah, honestly. But I was thinking about it, where there's just only so many places for people to play their Euro players, and there is a lot of people that have plenty of those players.
Yeah.
So it's all going to
they're all really good.
Yeah, and
they're the stars of the Euros.
Really
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough all around. I think at this point, just you put out as many lineups as you can and hope for the best, because even with that double game week stacked, even if Carlos Hill misses 1 week, the odds of him missing 2 weeks in a row without a decent score is very unlikely. There's going to be a lot of those.
I think Heel is one of those people that's not going to get rotated ever. I mean, like
there are a few. Like Nagby is one for sure. He
plays
every single game. It doesn't matter.
I think Heel has every single MLS game. I think he may have missed some CONCACAF Champions Cup games. I think he's played every single MLS game this year. And so
I think that's one of the biggest.
Some of those Champions Cup games they didn't need to win either. They were up 5 or 6 in the first game. So
yeah, it's definitely one of those where you target the chalk guys. There still might be DMP shenanigans, but you want those real MLS workhorses, the guys that never miss a game, never miss a match, and hope for the best. And this is going to be the one time that they do. But yeah, I'm interested to hear everybody who else is in the chat, whether you're listening to this before or after. Let us know what you're prioritizing, because hey, summer of soccer is here. It is here. It is in full swing, and it is chaotic. But dude, let's get into this weekend. There's 2 weekends of MLS matches in this game week, so we won't really know what's going to happen in that one. But hey, we can figure out. Alex went through, put in the hard work to find some picks, find some guys that he might potentially want to play within these 2 weeks for 1 game week, maybe 2. And yeah, we'll go from there. And Daniel in the chats.
You were late, sir. Up? You will have to watch the first 14 minutes to figure out
how do I double game.
Go back. You got to go back.
Rewind.
We're starting it over. We're going back to the beginning.
All right. Are we waiting 14 minutes for him to catch up?
Yes, we're just going to sit here quietly for 14 minutes. And then
14-minute moment of silence, please.
All right, Alex, what you got?
All right. So how I did this is for keepers, I did 1 for each like set of games, and then 1 overall pick for the entire week. And so I did that, and then for defenders, midfielders, and attackers, I did 2 for each set of games, and then 1 person who I think overall. So there's like 5 super picks.
So we're going ham.
Yeah,
We're
we have a
going
lot of
ham.
picks.
So what are you putting on the super pick team? Like what's the limit? Like what do you think you're gonna hit? Are you gonna get there?
I think we'll hit middle threshold at cap 240.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Get
Do
that.
they
And I
fit
think
into
that- I think that-
240?
Yeah, I think from what I remember. Hold up, don't show the screen. Let me make sure.
Oh, oh,
Never mind. Never mind. No one saw that. It's fine. We'll start because I know Jorge, you're ready for this one. It's Kalina. I know Trippin's in the chat. He'll appreciate this. You got to show the picks if I'm gonna talk about them.
Like you don't have control too, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I'm focused on this.
To be fair, I feel like Charlotte has been really good value for money this year defensively.
Yes.
What are their matchups?
So
Chris the Charlotte doubter?
they have Orlando at home, Philly away. Again, this is for the first game.
Okay.
For this one, this is for the first game, the Wednesday, tomorrow's.
What could go wrong?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're going against Orlando, who how did they look in person against LAFC? Because I know they ended their clean sheet drought, their 7-game clean sheet drought. But what would you say about their attack currently?
Orlando's attack?
Yeah.
Oh, brother, it is non-existent. Dear Lord.
Oh no.
No, I got to tell you, we looked good for a majority of that game. Like we held them back. It wasn't a terrible game. Like both teams went back and forth. It was fun until it wasn't. Until they just decided to sit back. And what did I say last week? I said they were going to sit back, invite us forward, invite us to attack. We weren't going to do anything with it, lose the ball, and get beat on transition. And Bogusz made us look like fool's boy. He made Huan look slow. Or that was just Janssen making everybody look fast. Either way, we got cooked. It was bad. Look, solid core-ish with Cesar Araujo making stupid mistakes like always and conceding penalties, but you just can't score. So Kalina clean sheet. Chalk.
And if it makes you feel better, I found the stat, and as soon as I saw this, I knew this was going to be my pick. 5 straight clean sheets at home. Philly attack, LA attack,
You definitely
Portland attack.
jinxed it now.
No, I mean it's
DC United attack. Yeah.
listen.
with healthy Benteke.
Charlotte can't
We
We
score
can't see
either.
Chris. We can't
All
see
right.
Chris.
No.
Charlotte can't score either, but they could definitely defend a lot better than the weekend. So it's going to be a 0-0. Mason Stedehar and Kalina are getting a clean sheet. So it's going to be gross.
Yeah, and so I feel like Kalina, out of every keeper for tomorrow's games, is my pick. For Saturday's games, I hate to do it. It has left me with no choice. I'm going Roman Berkey.
Oh,
Ooh.
They have Atlanta United at home. Now, this is Atlanta with It's terrible. Hey, you know who is pretty good?
But
Kerwin
Kalina's winning
Vargas.
people rewards, man. Shout out to Miguel.
Yeah, they
Sell that Kalina, Miguel. Do it.
everybody
And
went
Zienka
crazy.
in
Who
the
had,
chat.
everybody who had Charlotte lineups went crazy from what I saw because it was just Kalina, Milanda, Vargas, and then just like
Kalina
Straight.
Milanda has been the cheat code this year. Somehow, some way. Trippin' B knew. He knew. He tried to tell everybody.
Sell it.
Nobody listened.
Sell it. Sell it now.
Yeah. So they have Atlanta United at home, no Almada, Gigi's gone, and their attack is being trusted in Daniel Rios.
Whoa, Sean De Silva, some respect, please.
My fault. So I mean, we can look at the lineup that Orlando put out last game. No Almada. Yeah, it's just going to be that. And so this attack with no Almada, I don't know if I
Lennon
trust
and
it.
Wiley are the two best attackers on this team.
I don't know if I trust that one bit, especially if we're getting at home St. Louis.
Yeah.
Clean sheets are few and far between for them this season. But especially when he gets a clean sheet at home, very nice score because he's getting some AA along with it. And so last clean
You know
sheet
who
was
Atlanta plays
Portland.
midweek?
Colorado.
Oh,
Don't they play DC?
No, they play Colorado.
No.
can we check here?
I swear I was lining people up because they were playing against Atlanta from DC.
Here, we can check right here. Yeah, DC.
Oh, it is
Ha!
easy. Then who's the
Take
Colorado
that.
matchup?
Colorado's. They're in my last pick, so we'll talk about that when I get there.
Oh, okay.
And so,
Teaser.
if it makes sense, so we had Roman Berkey as Saturday's keeper. For my all around, it's weird, but give me Zachary Steffen, and
Whoa.
they play. away at St. Louis. On paper, I mean, Schulte is probably your number one guy, and he was going to be my guy, but then Deke picked him, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to seem like I'm copying him.
I don't like Schulte this weekend, to be honest.
In
don't like
Sporting, yeah, I know. When he's
ever.
Defensively, they concede, and they are playing two teams that could score goals. Yeah.
Sporting KC used to be able to score goals.
Yeah,
And my
rest in peace.
But,
yeah,
but Zach Steffen can never keep clean sheets.
well, would you look at last game? I don't know if you actually watched. He did keep a clean sheet.
But he can't do that. He's not allowed.
Well,
His scores are terrible.
exactly. We're either
Even
going to
with
get
a clean sheet, he had a 62.
we're getting this or we're getting we got Montreal who literally have 0 people up front. We've already went over this. No
Kokoro's
one.
back.
I feel like I could be an attack.
Kokoro.
Zach Steffen at this point.
And then St. Louis away. Their defense is good. Their attack, Pompeu, rest in peace, his ankle. And that's about what it was. Leuven
Traded Azzy Jackson.
exactly, and he would have probably slotted in where Pompeu was. So it's Klaus and Leuven. Klaus has been atrocious. Leuven has been fantastic since coming back. That's it. And so they couldn't get past Dallas's defense. Colorado's defense is a little bit worse, but that Leuven looked crazy. He's going to definitely have to deal with some stuff at St. Louis, but I don't think he concedes 3, and I think he gets some AA. Montreal, I think, is the clean sheet chance, but I think we're getting 2 really good chances at getting a good score for Steffen. And I mean, Vancouver's a good team. Like, this is probably what we'll see. If he keeps a clean sheet against St. Louis, we'll probably see a pretty high score, if I had to guess. And then Montreal would just be more of Colorado just attacking the whole time, and
I'd be more
just
worried
being
of
there.
St. Louis not creating any chances, not giving you the chance to rack up AA. Well, I mean, granted, Klaus will give you like 2 or 3.
They do at
decent
home.
saves.
It is home, yeah.
They do at home. But yeah.
Can I derail this whole conversation for like 2 seconds? Because the
Yes.
last comment that came through, not the last comment before the comment that I said the last comment was, the one from Fripp where he says guys on yellow card
Yes.
watch are spicy. That is so interesting because it's a double game week. So like if your guy gets a yellow card, you don't get the double game week benefit. Do you now like, oh, I'm not going to play these guys, or like I'm going to lower prioritize them? Like, is that a thing, or do you not care?
So
I'm just going like this and then pressing the line up. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah, so I'm glad he brought that up because he brings up a really good point. It totally slipped my mind while preparing for the show. I actually right here pulled up on MLS website as of today.
Brooks
So this
Lennon.
is right here.
Oh,
Yellow card accumulation, front and center, Thiago Almada, Brooks
what's
Lennon.
going on there?
Look
with
at how
Julio
big
Cascante?
this list is, though. Like,
Almada's not
even
gonna play, though.
read this to you guys, but Vargas is of note. Paul
Benteke?
Areola, I guess.
Oh,
Benteke.
It's like everyone to ever
Mendy.
exist.
Nicho
Hey,
Arango? Are we sure this isn't just some break in the code and this isn't the real thing?
no, that's real because I remember when I was watching the RSL
Yeah.
game because I was like,
Meccanelli, Andres Gomez, Espinoza, I guess, if you have them. Yeah, buddy.
Chris
This
Durkin?
is- Oh, yeah, and Fripp ups, yeah, the broken page. It's been broken for weeks, too, which is the funny part, because I looked at this the last 2 weeks, and they just haven't bothered to fix it at all. Like, it is.
Julio Cascante is strong.
So, that does bring up a good point. That I don't have much of these guys, except for, like, Brooks Lennon, so I really won't think much about it, but Alex, is this going to change anything you do?
no, like I don't own any of those guys that you just showed. Like, if you could pull a list back up, I don't. There's some important guys
That's my
for
whole
people.
roster. I don't know
Like-
what to do anymore.
Like, look, Arango. Okay, so I have Totland, and then the SKC guys, obviously. But like, I know they're not going to do anything anyway. I'm putting the lineup in season, and just like that exists. Yeah, if you're like a Arango owner, I would
What do
be.
I do with Ian Murphy, man?
Oh,
Like,
that
I
is.
kind of wanted Ian
that's-
Murphy to be like that was like a really good pick, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, that.
Kip Keller.
Ian Murphy, I will say, was
Dude, is
Deeks
it
was
Kip
Deeks'
Keller
number one
season?
guy. Ian Murphy was.
Keller season.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
it's time.
Thank you for
Is,
derailing the conversation.
is what's his face gonna miss both games this week? The other center back, Miazga.
Miazga got hurt.
Yeah, I know. Is he gonna miss the other 2 games this week?
Probably. It sounded
Probably.
like it wasn't great. Doesn't sound like it was terrible, but he's gonna miss a little bit of time. And
So-
Miles is gone too.
And
so-
Miles is gone. So Ian Murphy is like completely playable.
Yes,
He's
so
definitely
is Kip
starting.
Keller.
And then Kip Keller's probably playable.
Yes. Does that mean it's Yedlin season?
Kip Keller season, boys and girls.
Oh,
Nah,
is Yedlin
Yedlin-
season back.
We've been waiting
need
for this.
You need a center back, and yeah, Yedlin's scores have not been good enough.
Oh no! Not only are players gone for Euros to sit on the bench, Copa to sit on the bench, but now there's yellow card accumulation on the double game week.
Stupid challenger leagues.
We love it.
Why can't they just be the top leagues?
All right.
Oh, and then if you're MLS guys, they're in your gallery, but they're playing Copa. Don't play them in Challenger because the scores won't count.
Right.
Sorare won't tell you that, but make sure you do know that.
Yeah, Mike Miazga, I think it was a leg thing. I think he had a gash on his leg, right? With this concussion. He slid into the post and I think it hit his leg.
Oof.
Oh, it's so annoying, tripping. It is them changing.
They
the
don't
game
only
weeks
care
is a
about the
pain in butt.
Euros. They only care about the Euros.
They don't even
it.
care about Copa, just the
No,
Euros.
they don't care about Copa.
Speaking of Copa, are you guys doing anything for Copa? Any teams or no?
No, not really. I have a few guys, so I put in teams here and there. But I'm not even using all my guys because I don't really follow the national team, so I don't know who starts in that.
I do. I have a nice team. I think I built it or showed it on the show at some point. But yeah,
My problem
Yeah,
is-
Alex has been working on that team for weeks. Like he decided very early on, like he was going for it.
let me
who's
find
who's
it.
the goalkeeper for that team, for your team?
Here, show you can show.
All I have is Mamardashvili that like consistently starts.
This is
Yeah.
Camilo
What?
Vargas. He's not in Copa. Or he's in Copa. He's not in.
no. This is.
I thought we were talking about Euros. My bad.
No, this is
Same
my-
thing. Tomato,
This
tomato.
is-
They're both the same thing.
This is my Copa team. Everybody should start. Daniel Munoz got a red card in a friendly, but I mean, like he's their best scorer for defense, so I would assume he still plays.
And the famous
yeah.
words of Bob Flynn: "If you're upset about something, take them for all their money." Best
I'm-
thing I've ever heard in Silver concept.
I'm very scared about starting my Canada stack against Argentina in the first week.
I will say-
they split up the game week and they split up Copa. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think USA and like a few other teams are split from everybody else.
Yeah.
So
I have Nahuel Molina from Argentina, but I don't want to start. I would need to go buy, I think, a forward. But I could have like Alfonso Davies, Molina. Is Osorio going to play, or is he not like
He should.
really?
Yeah,
he
hasn't been
didn't
playing.
start any of the Canada friendlies.
Yeah, he hasn't been playing for this new coach.
Oh, is he out, dude? Is
I
he
don't
on
know.
Jesse Marsh's bad side?
I don't know. He's
Yeah, there's
captain
no-
Canada though. Like what the heck?
Dude,
There's
he
no
is
s-
Mr. Canada.
Yeah.
Maybe I can.
I
He
don't
was
know.
on the media tour for the World Cup, man. How do you bench
Literally.
Jonathan Osorio? What are you doing?
I'm gonna
He's
get
literally
the.
the greatest human being to ever come.
I'll
out
get
of
the
Canada.
prediction pulled up because I am actually.
Joe,
'Cause-
Red or Dead coming in, winning.
5 essence.
Winning in the Euros. 5 Essence. Welcome to the Essence train. I do not have any Essence yet. And a limited. On top of that, in Div 1 Rivals. Shout out to you.
What's an essence?
I have been getting killed in Rivals. I'm not going
He
to
asked what's in essence. We're gonna touch on that on a show to itself.
Well, Chris, if you
Oh.
stop being so busy and we could do an Essence and Rivals 2.0 show, that'd be great.
This was a teaser
kidding.
for that. That's what I was
Listen,
doing.
Essence in a nutshell. If you don't know, 'cause you probably don't. You win Essence. When you accumulate enough Essence from reward boxes, then you could cash it in for a card, for a random roll at a card. If you get to the highest tier, which is like 500 Essence, you can get a 50-50 shot at a tier 1 or a star card. It's pretty cool. Not going
Which-
to lie.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, I think the third milestone is like tier 3 and above, which
Yeah.
is good enough for a lot of
Yeah.
people at 100.
We did the whole expected value thing, and if you consider that tier 5s are literally worth 0, then expected value says you should go tier 3.
Yeah, Mike Baston
That's
says it
just me.
perfectly. In essence, it's just a progress bar.
As our reward boxes, which
Yeah.
is fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
And there's if you go on Sorare, they have like a little laboratory,
And
can
you
go
win-
in-
I haven't
You
even
win the
looked at it
essence.
yet, actually.
You win the
Wait.
essence in what competitions?
Should we
Okay.
save this for the show?
Yeah, well, we'll save that for another
Yeah.
show. Everybody
Dear
knows.
God.
If you're watching this show, you're a Sorare sicko. You've seen it all. You've played with all the things.
I've only done
Um,
3 picks too. I kind of have to
play with the buttons.
we gotta get going.
Dude, we're just
Well, a pick
Dude.
every 10 minutes. We're on a great pace.
All right.
double
it's-
game week shenanigans.
3 hours.
Everything is chaos. We're just here to hang out and talk MLS.
It's fine.
Whatever the chat wants is where we'll go.
When we stop getting
Triple B's
comments,
probably right.
we'll
I'm more
stop.
scared of Vargas though, to be honest. Than
All right,
Najima.
I want
Anyway,
Chris's
back to the
opinion.
picks.
I want Chris's opinion on this guy.
My opinion. Oh God.
Do you think this guy's a pretty good scorer?
Back here, regularly scheduled.
pretty decent
54. What position?
defender.
54-3.
19 AA.
He's okay. That's not bad. He should have been sent off, but it's not bad. No, I think he's always been a pretty decent.
Didn't Joe Waterman get called up for
upside guy.
Canada?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I mean, it would be right here if he was called up, and it's not. So, I would assume not. Anyways, he's got New York at home, who have been interesting with how their attack has gone. Forsberg is
Hoylett injury.
unknown.
He was called up.
Oh, so he is called up.
He is an injury replacement for somebody else.
Well, this works out still because this is a Wednesday game. And I think
I have a full Canada stack. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, if he was called up, he's not playing in the Wednesday or Saturday game.
Yeah, Waterboy.
he's not.
Waterman has been smashing all year. I have no idea. No
All right,
idea.
do we just say Huon as the defender pick then for Montreal?
The what?
For Montreal, do we just pick
The
Huon?
defender pick for Montreal is no one.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick anybody.
Is pass. Is
All right,
next.
so there goes that.
Just
do not pick.
take that one out. That one
I
doesn't count.
How do we
It's
not
Serwa.
find out? Okay, yeah,
There you
just start Serwa. The other guy is
That's fine. We're vibing.
as expected. We had to get the sporting slander started, and it is
Yes, sir.
Brian Vera. No Glad and Brian
Arsenal
Vera.
have two very good matchups. Even
Where's
though
Glad?
attacking, but he got hurt.
LA.
He's
Yeah.
out for a few weeks.
But yeah,
I just bought one. Sorry,
Why do all
guys.
my guys
Again,
get
because I just bought one.
Stop buying my guys. Or if you're gonna do it, buy it from me. Come on, bro.
I'm sorry, y'all. That's my fault. That's my bad.
So Vera has some pretty nice peaks, and again, we're talking about a team that hasn't lost since March until tomorrow. They haven't lost until since March. Another thing is though, I don't know if this is right. I saw it online. They haven't won away in 2 months. It's all draws.
Who?
RSL.
That is correct. They
I
have
believe
not
that.
won away since Philly on the last weekend of April.
But they haven't lost.
Exactly. So is
They
this
haven't
not the,
lost.
But
Is
they
this-
haven't lost.
especially if we get no Chicho? Also, Polito on the injury report.
Wait.
Is
Are
this
you
the-
calling your shot?
Is this a 0-0?
No way.
Dude, this is
No
Kansas
way.
City we're talking about.
Yeah.
They don't even know what the word nil means.
We
Haven't you ever watched Ted Lasso?
I went to the Vancouver game and we scored in the 93rd minute because of Kyrie Shelton. I don't think that puts trust in how good our team is.
Yo, but you got
So-
Vargas, bro.
But just because you're not good doesn't mean the other team isn't not good too.
RSL, I said if we also see no Chicho or limited Chicho.
Is Luna
Andres
still there?
Gomez.
Luna is
Yeah.
breaking out a little bit, isn't he?
Gomez is Copa.
Luna is like
Isn't Luna starting to
wants
kind
to.
of maybe figure out what he's trying to do?
But
in life?
Andres-
he wants to. He really wants to. He wants the Olympic team
I
looked
mean,
bad. He wants to show
3
off.
of the last 6 games he has decisives, and he's got 10 plus AA in all of those.
Yeah.
Just saying here. I'll throw it up.
Gomez
I'll
is
throw it up on the
staying.
screen.
Gomez is staying even though he has Copa. That's interesting. I believe he has Copa.
Is
he right? I thought he was. I thought he got called up to the prelim squad. Maybe he got cut.
Yeah, that's
Either
another thing. It's like
So-
some people got called up, some people got cut. It is all over the place.
So
Yeah.
while we're on RSL, see, he's starting to kind of try to figure out what he's doing a little bit.
No, I don't see him gone. As no.
Okay,
He's
so
not
fine.
fully Diego Luna yet, but he's getting
Yeah.
there.
So,
So while we're on RSL, real quick,
Yes.
double game week. They have 2 goalkeepers. Do they both get a start? Because I have both
Yes.
goalkeepers.
yes, Beavers
So-
will get tomorrow, and
So I'm
McMahon
playing
there.
both in real lineups.
Hedge your bets.
Well,
That's what I'm
one
doing
hits
for-
my bets, but 2, they could both start.
That's
I could just
true. They
win.
both. Yeah.
I could just win because they both start. You know.
Dang, is that the play this weekend? You just play them both and hope for the best.
That's what I'm doing
Dude,
with Pulse Camp Melia. It won't matter because they won't score, but they're both going to play, no matter what. So, Yeah.
Dang, that's a whole nother wrinkle we have to add into this.
Is it Tyler
Dear
Miller time?
Lord. Oh, it might be the way DC's been playing. Paolo brings
Good.
in a good point. Having to replace Waterman, give him a good chip in season option. I will give you one. I don't necessarily know the limited price, but I just picked up a Franco Escobar. I picked up a rare for super cheap, so I can only assume that his limited is just as dirt cheap. I don't know if somebody wants to bring
Yeah,
that up.
it is, and all those
I'm
Houston defenders are cheap and score decent. So I'll look it up for you right now.
Yeah. They're all decent. Franco Escobar was the cheapest because he's just coming back from injury. I feel like people just missed it. Nobody's really paying attention to MLS right
Yeah.
now.
$2 for in season.
Yeah.
And
$2 in
then-
season Franco Escobar. And they have 2 okay matchups.
This is a really good matchup.
Seattle at home is questionable, but Seattle can not score sometimes. But yeah, DC, pretty chalk.
I mean,
Whoa. Careful.
we can just say
Bro.
since coming back. I know it's been 3 games, but
be
56
fair-
since coming back.
To be fair, Vera, who Alex just mentioned, is literally at the same price as Waterman was. So
Oh, is he?
that's the thing.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Oh.
Vera against Sporting
Yeah.
these are my tomorrow picks. So it
Right.
was Waterman, but now it's just Vera.
Right. So
because-
picked
that
up-
might be your replacement right there.
I picked up in season Franco
Um,
Escobar for $11, bro.
Do you
Like, I
do you
feel
guys
like that should
realize?
be illegal.
Do you guys realize Aaron Herrera is $2?
Yeah, he's hurt, right?
He has a
He was on the bench for the last game.
knock-ish.
He was on
But
the
it's
bench,
also Aaron. Have you seen his scores before he was even hurt?
yeah, he's doing his Aaron Herrera thing, but he's also going to get back to his Aaron Herrera thing. So
Beavers will get the easy
have
game
you
at
seen
SKC,
have you
for
seen
sure.
have you seen the matchups for DC?
Oh,
DC is
wow.
the play, guys. Come on.
Well, Atlanta center backs
They're
are
at
out
home.
again.
They're at home.
Houston,
Both.
Houston has fully healthy
is
healthy
true.
Houston,
but on
and
the road, they'll be under
they're-
pressure the entire time.
they're beating teams. I will say, I got a Franco Escobar in season a long time ago. I'll show it for a split second, but you got to find it because I paid a lot more than I should have.
Shh, we won't show
But
it.
it's
We
fine.
won't
You know
show
what?
it.
It's fine. But we'll go to my Saturday picks.
Yes. Saturday for the boys.
Rudy Camacho. Now, I went Camacho out of anybody for Columbus because he gets rotated the least.
I was looking at that this week.
And so
But
he has.
Amundsen has the highest peak scores.
Oh yeah, Amundsen and Cherberko are both better, but Camacho is
Amundsen
the
out of
safer play.
favor though. He's been
He is out
He
of
came
favor,
back-
but
he
he's
came
also
back and
only
played the
$2.
best.
He's
He came
also
back and
only-
played the best out of any defender against NYCFC.
Sure.
great game by the way.
And
He's still Amundsen.
really good game. I would go Amundsen, but he gets rotated too much. I can see Cherberko or Edmondson getting rotated tomorrow.
Yeah.
Amundsen is a perfect guy to stash on your bench, and when he is back in favor, he will go right back up to $15 where he was. So-
Yes.
Yeah,
but
probably.
Camacho doesn't get rotated really. I mean, you can see those starts. You got to off the bench, and that was in between. This was in that shenanigans, but even then, he was still starting a lot of
Yeah.
games. This is when he got hurt. Since coming back, hasn't missed a game. Only got subbed out once. His scores are all right, but when you're going against Sporting at home and it's Columbus and they're going to be healthy, there's another pick that I have for Columbus later. And I think you guys all know who it is. But yeah, Camacho.
Darlington Nagby.
Sadly not. But I know you'll like this one, Chris. You can talk about this one.
Yeah. So first of all, we got beef here, my guy, because we got pictures sent to us from Orlando, live and in person,
Oh, I'll pull it
of
up.
Jorge being a naughty person and being mean to the only human being on this planet that's ever loved me. So I'd like a formal apology written out.
I was having a
with my
bad
name
night,
on
dude.
it. That's Jorge's hand, and that is a great person in the background.
That's bleach blonde Aaron Long.
I cried all
I
night.
can't even zoom in.
Oh, I was having a bad night, y'all. All right. It's been rough out here. I'm not gonna lie, and not to talk about Orlando a lot, but I have not seen a max exodus of the stands in a very long time in Orlando. And when that third goal went in, it was like I was watching like the seas part, dude. It was holy smokes. It was rough. It was very upsetting. It was very.
So,
very
I
not a good
test-
time.
I
Like I
test
said.
Aaron Long as much as you hate him.
Oh, he's great. I've been playing him for the past like couple weeks, dude.
Yeah,
he's
he's
been. I
back.
played him this past weekend.
He's 100% back.
And look who he's got. He's got earthquakes at home.
Yeah,
who
it's
are
gorgeous.
on a downward spiral.
If anybody needs any, I still have like 15.
I genuinely might want one. Like I'm being so for real.
But I might legitimately be back in the positive at this point. No. His
no.
new season, yes, but not as classic. That's unfortunate.
But
I'm pretty close though. It was only like $3 for most of them.
Yeah. Real quick, I want to touch on this. Ahmed in the chat. Brooks Lennon, does he have an okay matchup? Kind of. It's away to DC, and the other one is they're not the worst, but they're not the best. But Brooks Lennon is kind of just doing his thing, hitting good scores, whether Atlanta's being good or not. So he's like kind of a safe option. Like I don't have an issue running out Brooks Lennon.
But he has a yellow card suspension potentially. And DC will, I don't know. They won't really care. I don't know where I'm going with that. Oh,
Well,
you
good night,
off
Mike.
Mike Baston.
That's messed up, Jorge.
God.
You had to bring it up, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry.
Inexplicable.
I was sad. I'm sorry. All right. Aaron Long. Yeah, no, he's been kind of smashing though.
Yeah, I mean,
I have 20 of them.
I was just mad that Mike
one of
Baston
them
made
is a
all that
custom
profit
tool.
on Aaron Long.
and I will say before the Orlando game, 7 straight clean sheets for LAFC.
Oh,
So I would have picked Lloris because this is like crazy, but
That
like
kind of
Lloris.
makes it a little unsustainable, to be fair. You kind of are betting on a clean sheet to some degree, which is
Like,
kind of not fun.
I mean, even if we take away, he got a 57 against Orlando with
True.
no clean sheet.
But a 57 doesn't do you anything. I mean, it's helpful, but not really that helpful.
But if he gets a clean sheet, that's a 67. And
He's
that's
still
helpful.
not hitting like his peak Aaron Long from like back
That's
in the
not
day.
Red Bull Aaron Long.
When he would throw down a goal with that too, off a corner or
Hey,
something.
we're seeing a header. I think we might see a header.
Yeah.
Especially Rodriguez might be out for San Jose. I saw he was on the injury list.
Ooh.
You will never see me bash Aaron Long, but I will temper expectations a little.
Not talking bad. I'm just saying
Not
it
talking
ain't
bad.
gonna be great.
It's just maybe you're being a little too positive.
Will Pedro Santos play? What's
probably.
his status?
Probably. Pedro Santos played the last game. I watched the last game, which was fun. And he needs to be out there, to be fair. He's one of the few creative aspects that we have. Everybody else is hurt, so we're kind of just playing everybody at this point, which is good news for I guess we're on DC. It's good news for Peltola because Peltola got moved into the midfield, and he wasn't dog shit like he normally is. So, yeah, I think good times at DC for only having 7 players to play.
The fun is over at DC United. I gotta say, it has been. You haven't been here, so I've been a little down on DC.
We're gonna come.
Pretty heavy.
We're gonna come back.
All right.
Yeah, and Benteke wasn't out any games too.
We are playing Atlanta, who is the last team that we beat. So big
Oh.
braining it.
There you go.
Big braining it there.
Yeah.
Well, do you know
poor Atlanta?
You know who my last pick is? My overall pick for the week, my smasher.
Who is
He
it?
came back from international duty. It's John Tolkien.
Oh, John Tolkien.
Agreed. 100%. I was
Now,
looking at him as big prio.
$11 for John Tolkien.
It's
Bring up that price chart. Actually,
It's U23, my guy.
That's 3 months.
He's probably the best U23 defender. MLS.
Whoa,
Malanda.
Malanda, baby.
Malanda.
Yes.
This season.
Better.
This season.
Malanda.
No, I'm not arguing past tense. I'm saying going forward.
Yeah, Tolkien's.
Everybody can look at the scores going backward. Our job is to predict going forward, and Tolkien going forward is better than Malanda.
Honestly, that price for Tolkien though, even though his in season already kind of went, I might actually think about picking up.
I think I might do the same. But look, I mean, 2 straight banger games, and his matchups are even better. Montreal away. Montreal don't have anybody. Toronto at home. Now, I would have trusted Toronto until I watched them play last game.
That last game was rough.
That was bad. And if they're going to lose like Debbie Flores and some guys that are important to them, it'll legitimately be Insigne and Bernadeschi, and that's it. And Bernadeschi can't play good.
That's all you need, kind of.
That's what it was last year. That was
and
the problem.
Yeah, Bernadeschi can't play when Insigne is healthy. So unless Insigne snaps his ankle tonight, then I don't know. This is, I think, 2 really good opportunities at peak scores for Tolkien, especially with him doing what he has been recently.
I'll agree too, because one of the things, and I don't know if it'll last all season, but because Lewis Morgan is out, Tolkien's able to kind of get forward again like he was when he was smashing like that. Where like I know we already said that like with Forsberg and Morgan, kind of everybody like his role was kind of diminished in that attacking sense. But now without Morgan, with him being at the Euros, it's like, oh,
He was
Tolkien
back
is
on sets too, wasn't he? Tolkien was
He's-
back
yeah.
on sets. He's like he takes
is.
some at least.
Yeah.
I've seen him take some.
So
is.
Lewis Morgan out is definitely helping that. Whether it's
Yeah.
sustainable when everybody back in, we'll see. But yeah, Tolkien at that price is kind of a smash, dude.
Also,
This is like,
Red
this is
Bulls
not
at
bad.
home. Red Bulls at home 5-0-3 this year. 5
Yeah.
wins, 3 ties. So.
Yeah. And so at home against Toronto, whose attack is like on paper good, and questionable last game.
That is also a 0-0 draw.
Probably. But it isn't going to be a 0-0 draw. The game that my first
None of
Wednesday-
these games are 0-0 draws, my guy.
Wednesday
This
midfielder
is
pick,
MLS. Leuven.
Edward Leuven. Again, hate to
Leuven,
do it.
yes.
I hate to do it. I don't want to. But he's been smashing and I own him. And so
He's back.
I have to
He
I have
is
to
back.
show since coming back, heater. Absolute
See?
heater.
And we've been talking about him for like 2-3 weeks. So if you've been watching this show, you knew. If you haven't, if you're new, welcome. And now you will know in the future.
He looked like the only breath of life that St. Louis had after Pompeu got hurt in this game.
Oh,
I hate to say it, but everybody else for St. Louis besides Leuven and Berkey and Tim Parker when they get a clean sheet is like Totland is also good. But like
even Tim Parker is not the Tim Parker of old.
attacking wise, Leuven is their only guy. I feel like Klaus's his time has passed. He had a little run for a second. I know you picked him up and got some nice scores out of him. But yeah, I mean, Leuven even has 2 good matchups. I went for his matchup against Colorado, but Colorado at home and Atlanta at home are both very good matchups, especially if we're going to see no Sleece or Almada in the midfield for our Atlanta. Someone's going to have to take over, and I feel like it'll be him. Especially, again, no Pompeu. St. Louis is missing, I believe, 3 midfielders now with long-term injuries. So both these games are going to be really nice for him. And so I went with that. Next up, I went with another
Really?
another one who I think last game made me a believer because I watched that Toronto game with my Toronto stack ready to go and smash, and then this guy
And you got smashed.
showed his face and
Oh my
popped out
God,
in
he-
93.
He has these games where it's just like, this dude is the best
So good.
guy on the planet. And it's like, I gotta have one. And I've been eyeing him up for weeks. And I just
So-
haven't been able to pull the trigger. But if Shaqiri is dead, then
He gone.
then we might be in good shape there,
Yeah,
Because that will take away a lot of that stupid shit that he has to deal with.
and
I
you
don't
23
want to
until
say it.
27.
Correct.
I think we've always been pretty big on Guti. Even in the beginning, even of the season, we've always been pretty like, hey, Guti's a guy, and he got benched a little bit. It was weird. Chicago things have been weird. But I hate to admit it, and Alex, I'm sorry. I'm turning a new leaf. Now I don't know if he's on the list. But Kuipers has 3 goals and 1 assist in 4 games. Granted, the AA is not there. The scores
It
aren't
was-
great.
It was literally
But-
when you started doubting him that he started
It's literally
Exactly.
when you started vocalizing, and I went very anti-Kuipers, is that he just started to hit.
It's right
And I'm
here.
just-
It's right here. This was the game going into DC. You were like, "Oh, Kuipers is terrible. He can't."
That's when I put him on my pick score. No, it was the
was
it
the
was
Orlando.
no, it was
the
going
Orlando
up.
game. You put him on. The
Yeah,
pick
I
score.
picked him for that, but I think I picked him for the St. Louis game because I was like, he's not scored a goal yet. I'm gonna pick him, and this is the game he scores a goal, and then he did, and I hopped on the Kuipers train, and since then, incredible. Can't literally
Well,
best
not
attacking
incredible.
option.
Yeah, I wanna say,
in-
well,
in
calm
the
down,
entire
calm down.
best attacking option in the
He's
entire MLS.
somewhat usable.
Everybody needs to
let's
buy
not go
him.
crazy.
He's gonna hit 65 every game.
Yeah, he's
the
way
new-
overpriced.
He's the
for-
new
That's-
Brian White.
for everybody. He's the new
No.
Brian White. There you go.
Yeah,
That's
he's
perfect.
he's extreme. He's the extremely overpriced right
I
now.
don't even have
think
to be on the show. You
Eh.
guys say everything that I need to say anyway. So
maybe
One team, one
Brian
dream.
Wright.
maybe $7 would have been okay, but 10 now probably not. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
As much as I like, Kuipers is still probably going to be like in and out now. He's probably found a little bit of form. He won't be a peak guy.
You could
think-
pay me $7 to take Brian.
And if you start him in prior for the next month, I will buy you a Kuipers.
No, absolutely. not.
No chance.
Even if he
No
wins
chance.
your award.
No,
But yeah.
Gucci maybe. Oh, that's Kuipers again. Bring back Gucci. Yeah, that's not a bad shout. Even with the Shaqiri thing, makes it a little bit better. Because, like, look, we say it all the time. We don't necessarily care if these teams win or lose, unless it's a goalkeeper. We want guys that are going to produce AA, get a goal sometimes. Who's going to be
we
the guy
don't
that's
like Chris
likely to get the
Brady?
goal?
Oh no.
I guess we like Chris Brady too.
I mean, Chris Brady gets a lot of AA, and he also doesn't ever.
He is not. He's the. Hey, Amelia has 1 clean sheet. He's not last. Brady has 0.
Yeah.
So I think we're okay.
One's coming. I got a feeling.
All right, who gets a clean sheet first? Who gets
It is coming on Saturday.
It's coming, baby.
Because the Chicago Fire play in Orlando.
Here we go.
And that's why I picked him, because he plays Orlando.
Mass exodus.
But yeah. All right. Next, we have to say it. Santi has 2 beautiful matchups. And I picked him a lot. I picked him a lot, but LA away, Nashville away. He's in my
dude.
He's in my U23. Oh yeah. Orlando at home, the best matchup. Montreal, Austin, Chicago. Wait, these are like actually insane.
You
see what I said about NYCFC?
Atlanta, Orlando again.
Didn't we say they had great matchups like the like what? How they play every bad team?
Me and Chris had we bought NYCFC stacks like right before they had that home stretch, and then you were like, it'll be cool. We won a bunch of rewards, and you're like, okay, probably now's the time to sell.
But it wasn't.
It was. I know you sold, Chris. Don't act like you didn't. That freeze is gone. That freeze is gone.
The train never stopped.
I don't think I ever had a freeze.
Okay, well, listen. With how bad NYCFC was at the beginning, everybody was cushing out. Things were looking rough. The vibes were bad. It took Bakar half the season to score a goal.
Can I still say I'm still cushing out?
Yeah, no, Cushing. We don't want Cushing.
Yeah,
but like
Cushing is holding this team back so hard. They're so talented.
Oh, they're going back from what? They're getting it done. They're getting results. They are fighting. They are scrapping. They took it to Columbus.
Just because they've won 8 of the last 10 games does not mean that they should not fire their coach. Like he's holding them back. What do you want? He's holding them back. Plain and simple.
I want 8 of 10.
I want them to look as dominant as they should be with the amount of talent that they have. Like I just like San Jose, easy matchup. New England, easy kind of matchup. They caught Red Bulls at a great time. They caught Philly at a great time. They caught Toronto at a great time when Insigne was out. They played Rapids and lost. Like, this was the stretch we bought them for. Atlanta, New England, DC, Charlotte, Colorado, all at home. Like, that's a great... Like, how do they still have another great run? Like, who makes the schedule?
They're just catching everybody. Hey, they got Pujols, LA Galaxy. They got Nashville, current form. Orlando, current form.
LA Galaxy is what, in second, third, first? Where are they at? Third? They're in third place, and they are probably a 10th place team without Pooch. And they get to play them without Pooch. Like,
they look like the best team in the league against us.
What are the odds, man?
I will say Gabriel Peck is insane. He needs to get minted. After watching that game, he's insane.
Hey, every time I said Peck, you were like, "Oh, he's Peck." I've been trying to tell you.
Who said that?
Yo, because the last time we talked about it, I was like, "Yo, what about Peck?" And everyone was like, "Eh."
Well, I think that's because.
I do want to ask you about these scores, though.
My guy Maxi, my goat.
Yeah, where are we on the Maxi? Because I said it, I was like, he's coming back. He's producing off the bench. No, okay, all right.
I'm not gonna lie.
He's in the same boat. He's in the same boat as Nico. Don't play this game.
Whoa.
Move on with your life and find new playmakers that will actually start games.
I will.
Even though Nico is
starting and like actually not doing horrible
because Poppy hates Ojeda.
But Nico's only getting 45.
Not gonna lie, Maxi off the bench freshens up their attack so much. I could genuinely see him hitting like those scores often.
But he needs a decisive. He needs a decisive to be usable. Because
a lot of people. You need a decisive from anybody, no matter what. You need a decisive from everybody.
16 no, you don't. Not necessarily. 16 minutes.
And he's getting more and more time. He's getting more and more time per game.
But the more it's not scalable
for
though. It doesn't like if he starts and plays 70 minutes. If he starts and plays 70 minutes, he's not getting 70 AA. That's not. Yeah, but
that's not his role. He'll get 15 AA off the bench, and it's just does he get a decisive or not? And that's what most people do anyway. Like you're hoping for a decisive from a lot of people, unless it's a peak guy.
Generally. But I mean, some like Aiden Morris, you don't need a decisive from. He can just bang a 45 AA, and it doesn't matter.
Speaking of Aiden Morris,
wow, nailed it!
I really need a button.
If this doesn't is the biggest 100 of all time against us on Saturday in his farewell game at home.
Oh man,
There is like, I don't know what to say. Like, yeah, obviously this.
yeah, whatever.
He's at home. He's going against a team with 3 midfielders on their entire roster currently, and all
What's
of them
memo?
start. Kyrie Shelton's at right back.
Oh my god, are things really that bad?
Do you want to see the lineup? Do you want to see the lineup that we played last
Like,
night?
wait,
Yeah.
he's that bad.
Wait, what?
Basong on the left. He got a 56. That's not it. That was a 6. Do not pay attention to this. This was not real.
Lies.
Ball watch.
Literally, Kyrie Shelton.
ball
at
watch.
right back. That
Yeah,
is-
Kyrie Shelton at right back. We brought Jake Davis on to play midfield.
Yo.
Yeah. Our line. I have my lineup prediction out on Twitter if you're interested. I'll pull it up because like it's horrible. Yeah, it's right here.
It's a bad time.
This is yeah, so I have it's not going to load ever.
Because nobody.
So while this
one wants
is loading, did I break the chat? Like we haven't gotten a comment in like 13 minutes.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Hey,
is?
Type
Come
something
on.
if you're here. If you're
Somebody just like tell me you're awake.
okay, while you do
No.
while we wait for it, as you can see, we have the Undertaker of the
I'm
Columbus
sorry
Crew.
for disrespecting Aaron Long, everybody. I'm sorry.
This is the lineup that we're probably going to roll out.
You made everyone mad.
Exactly.
Okay. Vargas, Tommy.
Yeah.
Man, the fact that Castellanos is even on this depth
And
chart,
Vermees likes him. That's the
Yes.
worst part. Vermees
Yes.
loves him.
Yikes.
but-
Oh, Redder does still like it. Hey, they're all setting their lineups, man. What are you talking about, man?
Aiden Morris.
Big weekend ahead.
Aiden Morris 100 if you spend $15 for 1 week. If anybody does do that, just know you're getting
Oh,
it.
he's $15 now.
Yeah, he was 11 last show. I think. we
Oh,
pumped him
dude,
up
Chris,
by
you
accident.
missed it. We were talking about it and realized that he was $11, and everybody in the chat was like, "Oh my god!" And I didn't buy one. Like, I
Yeah, they
never
got
do.
bought out. I was going to,
Yeah.
but I didn't.
Big
Floor got
FOMO.
swept, boy.
My smash play is Hector Herrera.
Let's
because
go.
he's
Whoa,
got-
disrespecting TC again. I see.
Actually, I'm pretty sure Fripp said it earlier.
I don't know, but Hector Herrera, since he's came back, it took a second for him to find form, but since coming back, he's looking pretty good. He's looking like a pretty good option. AA steady. He got it when he gets that decisive. It's looking good. Seattle's might not have.
Don't worry. It's still here.
Rusnak got hurt. I think he's going to be okay, but I
He's
think
fine.
He's
Yeah.
fine.
it's
You-
legitimately.
If you get hurt in the 89th minute, you're fine.
Yeah,
No,
I don't-
Schmetzer came out in a video and said that he was fine. He said he was good to go. He said he's not even questionable. He said
here's the lineup. Yeah, he's 70%. So a little bit, but yeah, fully training.
yeah.
We're good. Either way,
Alex
it's going
is
to be.
on concussion protocol, but yeah, he's fine.
I am.
Alex,
Yes.
hold
Alex, hold on.
I will say it's going to be the greatest midfield battle of all time on Wednesday. Joao Paulo versus Hector Herrera.
on. Oof.
If you saw
That'll
what
be
Joao,
fun.
Legends.
I don't know if y'all saw what Joao Paulo did last game.
He's getting there. He's getting there.
I had
I
him
have it.
I had him captained in my rare lineup that hit
Oh
13th place.
yeah.
Look at that off AA.
Oh yeah.
You don't need decisives. You just need Joao Paulo, baby.
Exactly. And this settles the argument that you tried to put Rusnak in last show. You tried to tell the world that Rusnak was better than Joao Paulo.
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking
said
to
it-
Jorge.
I
Are
said in the
you
long
talking
run.
to me?
I'm talking to him.
To be fair, I
Overall-
do think with no Nico, Rusnak is very viable in their lineup. I
But
think
better
they're
than
both-
Joao
I'm just
Paulo?
saying,
both
Rusnak is
viable.
gets more attacking situations, more likely to get you decisive. That's all. But Joe Paulo doesn't need him, so it's
Yeah,
even.
my argument was Joao Paulo hits Rusnak's peak score with
Every
AA
game.
every game.
Every game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And especially coming back, I picked him
Joao
up.
Paulo is old too, so how much does he have in the tank? That's the question with him.
33 is not that old. He's on his last contract
Not
year. I assume
that
they'll
old.
re-sign him.
He's not that old, but he's getting up there.
Can we show? Is my buy here?
Yeah.
Oh, I traded for him. I traded for him when he was
That
at
with JP captain. Let's go. That's right.
When did I get
Everybody
my-
here. We
my
captain
Joao
the right
Paulo's
people.
really cheap too.
I picked him up for $60 like 2 weeks ago, rare, and now he's
Yeah.
90 floor. So
Ooh.
very nice.
Sell. Just kidding.
Absolutely
That's
not.
an-
He's
That's such a good card.
yeah. And so
I got him for $6.
Joao Paulo isn't my pick, but away at Houston and home at Dallas, home at Chicago, home at New England, away at Austin.
Yeah.
This is why
those some
this-
juicy matchups coming.
This is why I picked up a full Seattle stack for this.
Yeah.
Besides Jordan Morris, I'll never buy Jordan Morris in my life, but this is the reason why I picked up a stack.
Down with JMO. Down.
Is there a is there somebody else in the Seattle stack that's worth having?
Christian Roldan.
Yeah, I would say
Yamar.
that's normal.
Rusnak, Jao
But like a
Paulo,
Leo
and
Chu
Fry.
or like a
No,
who's the new guy that they signed? De La Vega.
Pedro de la Vega.
Yeah.
He was going to come back and then got another knock.
His
bones
are made of glass.
They're babying him like crazy. Like
He's free.
no
he's
other.
free
Jackson Reagan.
Yep,
Jackson
Reagan's good. I put him on my pick list. I didn't actually fill out the pick list results, so I'll do that whenever in a second. I don't know, but Abada is my next forward pick because you know who he plays on Wednesday.
Got one for nothing.
Yeah, this is my third pick against Orlando. That's right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because I picked Buonga last week again too, and you saw how that worked out.
Yeah, that was chalk, baby.
It was absolutely chalk, but 3 decisives is more than what we were expecting.
I got my Abada for $3.
Goodbye.
I haven't been able to get one under $10, which makes me mad, and I haven't bought one yet.
There's one on at 904 right now. It's classic.
Oh,
I bought Vargas over Abada. I know that's probably a mistake, but I just
it's not. I don't. Well, it might. It might.
Vargas
end up
for $3 cheaper. I feel like is fair, but he's got Orlando at home. Charlotte at home is a win. Sorry, but they're a win no matter what. They don't lose at home.
They're not necessarily a win, but they
a
might be
draw.
a 0-0 draw.
Last time they lost, wasn't it a stupid one? New England, like right? No. What was the last time they lost?
Well, if New England can do it. Hey,
No, who
Where's
was it?
the-
No, Minnesota. That's the only loss they've had all year at home, and that was prime, non-Reynoso when they were first going crazy.
oh, here's a good one because I never have an answer, and I've never stacked Fry. I've never been sold. I know like New Who or whatever, but which defender from Seattle would you all suggest if he needs one?
When I bought
Like,
my
who's your
stack,
go-to?
I bought Yamar, and they both hit the same score last weekend. I think Reagan is a higher floor,
Yeah.
but Yamar can give you peaks that are better than Reagan.
Right.
And
Well,
so it's just
even
what do you
Yamar
prefer?
hasn't been all
He
that.
could.
This year, right?
But yeah, he
also-
hasn't in a while. It's
You're
been
also-
like
Yeah, go ahead.
it's been like there's been 181. Other than that, he hasn't gone above 75 since 349. When was 349?
I will say
Yeah,
though,
Crazy.
Reagan is Reagan rare wise. I know is $10 more than Yamar.
Really
So-
interesting.
Bye, Chris.
Chris said.
Yeah, if you want to show my screen, I'll show you. This is I went with Yamar first week that I'll do it. Yamar 63, Reagan hit 64, I believe. But yeah, this is what I like my Seattle stack to look like. I don't think I own anybody else besides these guys. You want to add them? You okay?
Hello.
I don't know what's happening. My Wi-Fi is not loving me today for some reason, which is weird.
Because your computer forgot to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
use
probably
it.
been like, you haven't been here for 3 weeks. Like, why do I have to do all this all of a sudden? What the heck?
Yeah. So
That's the thing.
I would say Yamar is probably the better pick because he's a little bit cheaper and you're not getting that different of scores. But yeah. But I will say we have another forward pick, and I know that you'll like this. I'm
Ooh.
pretty sure you still have him, Jorge.
Of course I do. Before you bring that up though, Andrew in the house. What's up, buddy? Shout out to Revs. Like what? Three wins in a row now. They've congratulations, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Yeah,
things
I
are
was-
looking up for you, dude.
My heel is paying off. Chris is yours too.
Yeah, for sure. I'm putting him in
Yeah.
all the prior lineups.
Yeah.
I will say that we wrote off New England, and it might be time to unwrite them off now.
Is Porter doing anything for that to help that team though, or is it just like
They're still in
Everybody's-
last.
everybody's
is it just
getting
the
healthy?
players? Is the players just
Well,
wanting to play
It's
football?
Dylan Barrero coming back, which gives them a different look. Yeah, they were missing something. They've been missing something since Tajon Buchanan. But Dylan Barrero has also made of glass, so he'll probably be dead in the next week too.
Top 5 in the form table, just enough to keep Porter in his
Yeah.
top, which may not
They're
be
still in
facts.
last. They're still in last, but they're still above Kansas City. So
Hey.
obviously.
And guess what?
they are 1 point behind it, Orlando.
Hey, it could be worse. We're
Here
still
we
on
go.
top until we're not. Until we're
They-
not. When we get
they
2
eat-
points this week.
They
be
equaled our
fair-
win total in 3 weeks.
To be fair, if New England wins their next game, they will be tied with DC United. So
Hey,
yikes.
guys, Yeah, he's gonna
You
hold
guys,
that over.
you remember when, like, at the beginning of the season, we're all like, "Oh, the East is so dominant. The East is just gonna clean
It
house." And
is.
it's like, is it though?
Oh, for sure. Like, look at the teams: Miami, Cincinnati, Red Bulls. I mean, Red Bulls have been down a little, but like they're still pretty good. New York City, Charlotte, Columbus is still lurking. Toronto's still lurking. Like Philly's down a little bit, but like Philly in 8th. Like, come on.
Yeah, vibes are
Nashville
bad in
is
Philly too.
kind of doing things, and then the rest
they're
of this
not.
is kind of bad.
No,
Like
they're
Atlanta and
Nashville's
Orlando have been big disappointments, but outside of those two, like
Damn.
all the playoff teams are pretty dang good. Like the Western Conference, Seattle, Austin, Houston, Colorado, like none of those teams are playoff teams in the East.
Wow, the Revs got a big week coming up. Either it's a win-win. Either they get good results and beat Cincy and Crew, which is like awesome, or they both lose and Porter's back on the hot seat. So I guess
Yeah,
it is.
that's a good point with Carlos Heel. He has 2 of the worst matchups that you could possibly have,
But it's heel.
but it's still Carlos Heel, so I
Yeah,
still
we're-
kind of want to start him in a prior.
I want
lineup.
to ask his opinion. Do you think I should start Captain Heel or Gould, both only having one game this game week? But anybody's opinion.
Who does New
Wait,
England
why
play?
do they
Who does
only have
Vancouver
one
play?
game?
They don't have a
double game
Wednesday.
week.
They don't have a Wednesday. They both just or one of the, they only have one.
So
What?
Vancouver, Chicago, and New England do not play tomorrow on Wednesday. Miami does not play on Saturday.
Yeah, and
So
New England
those 4
has
teams are totally worthless.
Yes.
New England has Cincy and Gould has
At Portland,
yes.
I
But
don't
then
like.
again,
I don't like at Portland.
I think-
Pantemis, bro.
can I interest you in Gould's L5?
Gould is Gould.
Insane, like 80 something probably. 86. Dear Lord.
That's not very good.
This
think
I'm not gonna lie, this is insane. For
Wait,
$27, the fact you can get him, like
Does he have AA?
absolutely, yeah. Especially if we go like 1 month. Yeah,
Last 5
28.
games?
28.
Oh, that's
Just go to
that's-
year to date.
That's pretty bad.
Anytime, let's go year to date because that's the season.
That's pretty bad. By the way, can we shout out Sorare Data for not being able to do year to date in baseball, and we're halfway through the baseball season yet?
They
It's
don't,
messed
they
up.
don't care about
And they
baseball.
still have spring training on there, which is messing
Okay,
up all of my
so
numbers.
Red or Dead agrees at Gold, but let me give you this, and I know that Heel is tough. Cincinnati's a tough defensive team, but as of right now, Cincinnati's defense is officially cooked
Mm,
because there's no Miles, there's no
Sort of.
Miazga. They got a bunch of
Sort
guys
of.
who haven't really been playing. Granted, they're at home, but
yeah, it's a
a
good
little
time to catch
vulnerable.
Cincy, to be fair.
a little vulnerable.
Chris, I just want Chris to look at this really quick. You can pull it up, but this is for Chris. Look at this. Bassett 10, John Gray -11.
Wow.
Yep. And
That's not
the
even
baseball.
the sport we're talking about.
That's the baseball segment of the week.
And
That's,
that's your
and-
baseball second.
We get the forward pick.
dude, I didn't set lineups, and I think I have more points than you.
Is it? Am I on negative? Was I on negative? No, 1.9.
All right,
Oh,
we're at an
almost.
hour. Shout out all you sickos who are in here with us. I love you guys, every single one of you.
Jorge,
Faceless
talk about
creatures.
how nice this guy is.
Talk about. I wouldn't know because since I won them, they were off on a bye, and then the other game he did all right. So I haven't even really gotten them to use them yet. So I'm very excited to just chuck them into
Okay.
my prio without thinking twice.
Well, since
Against the
coming over,
Earthquakes away and Whitecaps, who are we all know how I feel about Takeoka. So
since
To be
coming
fair,
over,
These kind of guys are perfect for double game weeks too. Like you got to like look
he's
at
got to smash one of them.
how do these guys play? Because like this guy, you're betting on a decisive. If you don't get the decisive, you're at a 35. That's fine in a double game week. Whereas if you get Nagby, you're gonna still get the same average of like 55, which is not true. But you're gonna still get the same average. But Nagby's gonna hit 55 every week. He's never gonna hit 70. So like this is the guy you want to play in a double game week. You got to lean towards these guys to be fair.
yeah, and so
Go
good
for
score. I
gold.
mean, 57-9, 50 decisive average since coming over to the MLS.
Oh,
Monster has put up some nice scores. Off the bench is insane too.
oh, he's
he's
chalk, man.
And he's repeating against San Jose, where he hit his peak. And yeah, I mean, Vancouver defense too. That also gives you a really good option. I chose him
yeah.
for this matchup, but
That's literally
'cause-
the game you're targeting with J Rod, right?
yeah, I think both of them. Realistically, it wasn't
Yeah,
my
that's
main
what
pick, but both of them. Yeah. Next up, you could talk about this one.
Well,
You know who
I
it
do.
is.
I do just want to add to. There you go. Portland, they're not missing anybody. Like they're missing their defense and like Kamal and Crepeau, but other than that, like their attack should still be high flying.
They've been missing their defense all year. So
I mean, yeah, granted, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So it's like one of those things where it's like, hey, they're not really missing too many people, so J Rod should smash.
Let's see. Is there a here? We
Should
go. Let's,
smash those games.
yep.
who's the other person? I mean, Evander is there, but like,
Evander,
is there
Santi.
anybody else? Is Santi alive though? Is he
Felipe
starting?
Mora, maybe?
80% Santi.
Yeah, but is he scoring though? He's not really doing much, is he?
He was good.
I haven't noticed Santi in my teams.
Yeah,
was
Santi
hurt.
hasn't been a.
He was hurt.
Is that where he was? He was hurt.
Yeah.
That forward card is very tempting. I think about
Could
it
be,
all the time.
yeah, he does
Yeah,
start.
hurt.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then too, are we buying Santi? Because at the
It
beginning of
may
the
be.
season,
It may be
I thought
panic buy Santi time. $4.87.
I need
He
a
is still
forward.
Or you could just have a J Rod.
free for like 2 more weeks.
I need a forward rare. Do you think there's anybody else better for around $60 than Santi?
Is he? Is
Yes,
that
but
what
I
he is?
will tell you later because I've been looking at one that I almost bought earlier.
Okay, tell
And
me
I
because I
forgot who it is right now, but it's on the market somewhere.
I need one bad. So we'll talk about that. But yeah,
Yuya Kubo.
Yes,
Ooh.
good question. What do you
huge
think
game
about
for
Yaya?
him.
Huge game.
Huge game.
Is he actually a DP now?
Yeah,
He's finally doing it, dude.
he's a DP striker. They literally put him up top.
4 years late, he's finally a DP striker.
He played every other position that you can on a football team.
It's like, nah, I don't
But
like
now,
these. I like striker.
now we're
He-
cooking.
He comes back from injury after literally starting striker so many games for him. Does like he's actually scoring too. Like this is insane. Can we do forward? Because he has forward
Yeah.
cards. FYE he does have forward cards. I've been saying that.
Little sneaky Kubo
the
forward
problem
card.
is when he's a striker, he doesn't get any AA.
12.5 AA average
Not as a striker.
as a striker, right striker, center right
Wow.
striker.
I'm looking at striker and he's got like -5, 3, 1.4, 2.2. Like I'm just literally looking at it. He has 130 in there, to be fair. But
Yaya is a guy that you can have, but
Why is his classic season more expensive than his new season?
don't worry
probably
about it.
forward
Probably
card.
because forward, probably forward. But I think is his rare under $20? If you can, I mean, a forward card for him for $20 is probably about as what I would shoot. Yeah,
Yeah.
38.
It's
29.
yeah.
probably
It's not the worst, but you could probably do better. Like you
Yeah.
could get away with Kubo, but you could probably do better.
You know who you
That's
can't
all
pick
I'm
up?
Unless
I
you
hate-
have a Lucho Acosta that you want to stack, maybe.
I hate to toot
Yeah.
our own horn,
I
but
mean,
this
it
is
ain't- it ain't Corey
probably
Baird.
this is probably the best
It
forward
ain't
card
Propenza.
under $40. I know it's sporting, but
Can
Has
I
it-
throw up since the name Corey Baird was mentioned? Is that that's okay?
since coming
I-
back from injury, like
How old is Johnny Russell?
34, I think.
But like, how old is he?
He plays like he's 32 and a half.
So he's got like a half a year left.
He's probably got. I'd say. We might get rid of him at some point. Maybe if his contract is
contract's
too
up.
huge. I think he'll re-sign. But I mean, if he's the only guy breathing life into us right now, I don't think we'd get rid of him. His AA is good. I think he probably has 2 good years left in the league before he becomes just like a absolute stinker.
He's gonna go to Orlando and team up with Nico Ladero.
Oh God,
I,
please no.
I think he retires at
Please no.
Sporting. I think he
Yeah,
retires at Sporting.
No.
Johnny Russell has to retire. Speaking of Cuba, though, it's a little bit more expensive, but I just want to bring up these scores. Pretty nice scores, right? For a forward, 11 AA. You know, kind of get in there. Speaking of Cincinnati, though,
Are we guessing?
Oriano has forward cards, and he's still kind of doing it, taking down
was-
that Pupenza role and doing it better.
He's 23,
He is U23.
but
He's a little
Yeah.
bit more expensive. But he's been kind of smashing, dude. He's been kind of nice. And I can only assume as he gets more integrated and more comfortable with this team, these scores are just looking juicy, primed for some upside. But I don't know. We'll
he's
see.
never gonna score a ton of goals. Like he's not gonna have
Yeah.
a lot of decisive upside. To be fair, like maybe you take a crack at him on a 2-game week because you get like if he hits a decisive, it's.
I
gonna
think
be
I
a
played him in
massive week.
U23, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I could maybe see that. I don't think that's the worst thing.
Just
But
throwing it
he
out
is-
there while we
he
were
is
on the
expensive.
Kubo, while we were talking the Kubos.
It's really weird that Cincy is like one of the best teams in the league, and you really don't want to own any of their players, you know? Outside of Lucho.
And their defense.
Well, Salentano.
I mean, yeah,
Miles.
Salentano. Yeah, not Miazga with his own goal crap.
Yeah, I was good.
Okay,
Yeah,
speaking of U23, is this viable? Can I enter this and be cool? Do I have too high hopes? What am I thinking? Gavron has what does he have? Nashville and New York Red Bulls.
U23 is kind of easy pickings right now too, to be honest.
Not bad.
And then Vargas has I just don't know.
Really good lineup, actually.
I don't know if there's any. Lineup. I don't know if there's anybody here that I would start. Maybe Pompeu if he had 2 ankles, but I'm not starting Davis.
Not Melanda, not your guy
over Vargas.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I have 2 chances. I have 2 chances at a peak Vargas score, and they're like decent chances too. Like Philly is questionable recently. They had some good clean sheets, but they let Miami with 9 men beat them. So I don't know. I think I'll just stick with this. Captain Santi.
Buy another banger U23 card and just.
Who do I? But half these guys expire.
It's not Facundo Torres.
You don't want to buy one that is expiring.
Santi's gone. I think Gavron's gone.
Let's get through these. And can someone pull this up too? Ahmed wants us to look at his current lineup. He has a Sorare name right there, or his Lex lineup. I don't know. He wants us to look at a lineup. Can someone pull that up while we... Actually, Chris, can you pull that up while Alex...
Captain.
Next pick on here.
Okay. Next pick. Let's
get through these things.
So, Jorge, I don't even get to say anything because you're going to talk about this one.
What am I talking about? How far in are we, by the way?
With Chicago at home.
But how many picks are we at? How many?
We have this and then 2 more after this.
Okay. Two more. We're getting there. We're cruising. Yeah. Cruising for a cruising. All right, Muriel. We got Charlotte away. Yikes. Our attack can't attack. And then you want Charlotte away? Like, ugh, forget about it. Shout out to the Charlotte Stacks. They are in my prio for sure. Kalina Malanda, the GOATs. Muriel, man, away to Chicago or home to Chicago. Look, things are rough. Vibes are bad. The team, they have to be feeling it. I've been saying it for weeks. You guys question it, that Muriel, when it comes to this team, he's dropping in deep. He's trying to make things happen. He kind of suffers from that because of all the missed passes and missed kind of situations where no one wants to connect anything. But he had that beautiful pass to Ojeda. There's that connection there. Muriel kind of slaps, and he has the potential. If he has a good game and the team plays good, he has the potential to get AA, and is probably one of the only goal dangerous people on this team. So Muriel's not a bad shout. He's a good buy. Buy low. Actually, I think his price is kind of starting to come up again because he's had some okay results. But, yeah. Muriel's not a bad shout. I was looking at his rare today. It's the first time I've done that all season.
Don't do it.
Yeah, it's overpriced.
Limited for $5 is cool. Don't. Yeah. Well, if you're in Orlando like that, okay, that makes
it's a little different for me where I'm like, whatever, dude. That's low enough to want it. I'll play it. I'll be happy with it, even if it sucks. So,
all right. Now this is where we get very chalk, but I feel like it's fair. We got Chicho. We understand the yellow card things. He's projected to start against us. It's Sporting.
Easy
in
goal.
LA. In LA at home.
Easy goal.
If he doesn't get a yellow card in the Sporting game, he's still going to score in the Sporting game. But if you do get a second chance against that, probably one of, if not the best matchups, LA at home. Besides maybe Vancouver at home might be a little bit better for defensive.
Dude, that sucks too. That on yellow card watch and the second game is LA Galaxy at home. Like, dude, that's like asking.
Without Pooch.
Yeah, that's asking for you to that's asking for shenanigans.
72-5 at home. We'll go year to date. 72-3 at home. 1 loss. 2 hat tricks. He might. Yeah,
He's
might be
not better than Benteke. Benteke is going to win the Golden Boot.
Calm down. Calm down.
He's one goal
slowing
behind.
down, dude. DC, they're slowing down. They're not flying.
He's
like
one
they
goal
used
behind.
To.
He's 1 goal behind. That's it. We're good.
Would he get all those goals in one game?
Pretty much. He has a lot of goals all in one game. Yes.
He won't score in a lot of games, but when he's
got 2 hat tricks this year, I think.
Oh, it's unreal. Christian. Yeah. And you know what the crazy thing is? His price still hasn't dropped that much.
Yeah. Well, people know the name.
17. It was like 25 at one point, I think. We got a price graph for that.
Oh, we got a Julio and a 240. Sneaky,
Yeah,
sneaky.
oh.
Yeah, I
27.
got Luna. I overpaid for Luna at the beginning of the season, so
Damn.
I'm just gonna roll out with Luna and hope for the best.
Yeah, so Arango feels like very chalk, but like
So
as
good.
chalk. This is and the upcoming. It's RSL.
You want your chalk when your chalk has good matchups. You know
Exactly, and you know who else is chalk and has good matchups, and I also own.
I lied because Benteke is three goals behind Arango.
Aha.
Yeah.
See?
Because he got
You lose.
That's okay.
It's
Oh my
Chicho.
goodness! About as chalk as chalk and chockety
Chicho
chalk.
Cucho.
Both the Chos, and we
But
saw
you didn't. But you
Just
didn't
not
put
Leo
Lucho.
Cho
You didn't put Lucho.
or Leo Chu.
or Leo Chu.
You're not a real Cho. Cho, bro.
Yeah, you're not a Cho bro.
Cho,
You
bro,
ain't
bro.
got
Cho,
Cucho,
bro.
Chicho, and Lucho, bro.
Should I add Lucho to the list? And
I mean, he
Yuyo
speaks for
Kubo.
himself.
I think
He
you
speaks
have.
for himself.
Yeah.
All
We
What's
got
Columbus got?
Miami away and
Mm.
Sporting KC at home.
Mm.
Aiden Morris will be servicing in every single cross to ever exist and just making things happen. And Cucho is there to make it happen. He's $55. I picked him up for 37 somehow. It still doesn't make sense to me.
So is it
The Euros
is it
do.
time to have the Columbus stack? Like, are they gonna bang or is it gonna fall apart?
Ooh.
The
Is
thing
it
is,
overpriced or underpriced?
Well, everything's underpriced right now.
I think
all
you
the
missed
focus on the Euros.
I think the opportunity was
Well,
missed when it comes to
Cucho's like
Columbus.
$50 for a limited. So like, if he doesn't bang, he's
Yeah, but
overpriced.
Kucha will bang regardless of a Columbus, the entire team banging or not. But the real question is, what is the stack? So Schulte's lock, Cucho's lock. What's the other three? What's the other three positions?
Nagby.
Chambos. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Chambos, the guy that they just got on the transfer.
Ah, good call. Good call. They did just pick him up.
Azzy Jackson.
Oh, they did scoop up Aziel Jackson too. Interesting. No,
Okay.
I think it's weird how they're making moves. Like they're adding
making-
pieces, and it's
Okay.
because they should.
It's
be
weird
complete.
to you, but is it weird to Wilfred Nance?
It must not be because he must think his team is about to get blown apart because he's adding people left and right.
Did I cook?
100%.
Yes.
I don't even know who
What
Harris
the
is,
Fuck,
but
$1? Bro, get out of here.
Yeah, it was like throwing 60 cents or throwing this card, and I'm like, I like 60 cents more than as much. I'm gonna pick him back up.
Wow.
I'm gonna scout Turkish League for him, but like,
What a deal.
Yeah.
What a vibe.
you're 23.
What a vibe.
Is
What
he?
a vibe.
Oh, 25 now.
You love it. No, Cucho's lock. I think I asked this last week, but it's like, do we get the Columbus that bounces back and just takes the league by storm because they're really mad about how CONCACAF went down? Or do they just kind of get blown up? And that's it. Because you do kind of bring up a good point that a lot of the moves they're making are very team friendly, very low cap, like quality guys that can play in the MLS. It's like kind of protecting yourself from a mass exodus. They already got rid of their front office. Like they got rid of everybody.
Yeah,
So it's like,
Yeah.
that's
Hands
what
up.
scares me. And Nancy is one phone call away, and at that point, I'm out. I don't want any part of Columbus if Nancy leaves. So
can't be worse than what Caleb Porter did.
I don't know,
Ugh.
man.
All right.
I mean,
well, that's
going back to your point, going to NYCFZ and just dominating the heck out of them. I watched that game. It wasn't 3-2. It was all Columbus.
yeah. It was just a late consolation from Santi, and then
this is
yeah.
at Yankee Stadium, which is the harder of the two places
Right.
to play in New York. That was impressive, and I think they're going to go to Miami and kick Miami's butt too. And I think it's going to be like, oh shoot, here we go.
Oh Lord, they coming.
And then
Oh,
SKC, Lord help their souls, they may get to double digits.
yeah. It's gonna.
Oof,
I was considering going to the game just
No.
because.
bad.
No, it's like Aiden
Yeah,
Moore's
dude.
last game. Like,
You get to watch fucking Columbus be awesome.
I mean,
yeah.
if
why
I
okay.
not go, I have like 3 days off and nothing else.
So-
to do.
I stopped like building stacks and like it's been working. So here's the
Let's
list.
go.
Here's the list, everybody. Before I start,
Finally,
we start
stacks are
rambling.
dead. Yes.
Before the rambling begins,
I
here's
agree
the
with
list.
this. Actually, this is what we're going to talk about next.
Camacho, Long, Vera, everybody.
God,
We'll
Joe
post.
Waterman. He should have been sent off.
Oh yeah, do not look at this.
He got sent off to Canada, eh?
Hey,
I just sent him off just now on the list.
finally, he's been sent off. I am happy now.
We'll post this on Twitter. You guys got early. Or wait, will we? No, we won't.
Pieces.
From
Sure.
now on, we'll post it though. I'll put
Yeah,
I'll put it up tonight. You
should.
guys got early access.
Let's
But
go.
yeah, let's talk about this now because I have a question, but also a
Yes.
statement. I have stopped stacking really, besides defensive, like defensive pairing. I have Cucho and I have Schulte, Advinson, Chiberko. Do I like stack Columbus or do I separate them, put Cucho with like Heel, Gould, and Smasher
So-
defensive stacks?
I want to see if Ahmed is still here because I pulled up his team, and this is kind of what I wanted to go through with his team.
You gotta pull up your screen.
So if he's here, we'll go through his teams too.
I like where you're at, Alex, because I've been thinking about this too. Where I started splitting up my stacks. Like the first sure, like top tier smasher smash play, he goes in with all the other smashers, and then everything else could just fend for themselves.
Exactly.
That's yes. If you have the pieces, it's like gallery by gallery, but like you and like I mentioned it last week, where you've been like really locked in. You've been making moves. You've been really going for the top tier guys.
Working.
You got to like go put them together and just let them cook and not even worry about it. You especially on this double game week.
I will say 80% of the time, I agree with you. I will also say there are specific weeks where you have specific matchups that are so juicy that you want that stack and you want all of them because I feel like the big scores where you like finish first, those are generally going to be stacks. So like you got to pick and choose your spots. I don't think you stack every single game week. I think basically all stacking does is it expands your variance. It means you have more high highs and more low lows, which generally is good in a thing like this. But if you can get better players that literally just have higher highs because they have higher averages, that's the same type of thing. Like it's the same principle. So I think there is like the absolute peak best stack will always be like 5 individuals. But it's rare that the absolute peak best stack is available to people. So if we're going to go through his gallery,
It's also hard to hit 5, the exact 5,
right?
like
Exactly.
best hitting.
So
Is it a gallery intervention?
I guess this
Pull-
is a gallery intervention.
Pull up the screen, bro.
Oh, because I got knocked out. Is that why?
Yep, you got
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So we'll talk about it.
I just thought you guys didn't like me. You just weren't sharing my screen the whole rest of the time.
You showed up more, maybe.
So he's got some bangers here, right? Like he's got a heel, he's got Insigne, he's got Lucho, Lennon.
Wow.
He's over here asking us for advice. He's already cooking.
Yeah, tell us what to do. I want money.
Guerrero, super underrated. Petretta's had a really nice couple of weeks where I really like him too. He's even got some guys down here that could kind of fill in. A lot of these are just DNP lineups, but I think his strategy here is really like, does he go classic season or does he go in season? Because his best cards are Insigne, Lennon, Lucho, and I'm losing, and Heel. So I would take my Gavron or my Suver in season, pop these guys over to in season, and then try to kill in season and try to win cash.
Also, that's wild. I will say that he did not win a reward with that middle team.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, crazy. Absolutely insane. But we are talking number 1 league.
That is a different one.
Classic season.
But still, 30
So that's,
place.
this is the team that literally everybody has. So I almost like in a league like this where you're playing in Division 1, everybody has these guys. I almost want your Petrettas, your Barreros. I mean, Vrioni sucks, so I wouldn't ever start him. But I want those guys is like diversification in my Division 1 lineup, and I want to take my bangers and put them in Division 3 where I know they're gonna bang. Like 422 and this would have absolutely won some cash, right? Now, technically, you would have had to sub Stuver for Ivacic or Gavron. But if you score 422 over here, what are you winning? I'm going to look up the leaderboard.
Yeah, we could have gone on Sorare data, right?
Well,
Maybe
you can
not.
do it here too.
Yeah,
422. So you're winning $30 here, right? That's a lot better than what you did in your classic season. I kind of view it as like when my teams get to Division 1, I don't really put my best teams there. I put my really good teams that are differentiating because everybody's going to start Heal. So if Heal has 100, everybody gets 100. So like, you scored 422, but like everybody scored 422. So who cares? Whereas if you start Petretta and Heal gets a 30, everybody's lineups suck. And now you've got Petretta in there who actually still banged. That's how I view the different divisions. And to your point about stacking and not stacking, he doesn't really have a huge stack, but I think he went with let me get some bangers. Let me get Lucho. Let me get Heal. Let me get Insigne.
The right way to play.
Like that. Yeah. Those are some dudes, you know? So what do you guys think about that?
Yeah. I mean, you said a lot, but what I did agree with was just compile your best of and make it. That's what I've been doing. It's been working out, and I feel like that's what everybody should be doing. Unless you have like Miami, when Miami comes back from Copa, fully stacked against Vancouver. Like that's when you start, because you know all their attacking pieces are going to hit 100, but you'll also get some AA for other guys. Like you know that's going to smash. But on a weekly basis, start your smashers. There's no point to start stacks.
It's interesting the way that you look, and I agree. I'm not much of a stacker. Like I don't even like collections outside of Orlando. Like I don't buy into all that. But it's one of those things that it's interesting that you say that you would go for the cash instead of the rare, where you would take the $30. Where in my head, I'm like, I have those smashers. I have a legitimate chance to top Division 1, where whatever that tier 1 or star rare that I win is going to be way more valuable than that $30 in theory. So to me, I'm almost like, if I have that gallery with those players, I 100% prio Div 1 over cash, whatever division. And that's just me personally. Whether that's right or wrong, where 422, 36th place, you still didn't win anything, sucks. But in theory, that lineup could have topped it. Where like,
but see, I don't think this lineup ever can, because everybody has Insigne, Heal, and Acosta in their lineup. So you're going off your weakest link, and like Ivacic, as good as he is your weakest link. Like Brooks Lennon, is pretty good, right? Just didn't have a great week this week.
I don't mean that
exactly. Like Ivacic is not one of the top performing keepers,
right?
So everybody's gonna have this lineup. That's the whole problem with Division 1. You kind of need these guys to suck. Like you kind of need a week where, like Brooks gets a 67, Insigne doesn't score, Acosta doesn't score, and like everybody has like a 250 point lineup, and you have 4 random guys that all go off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if we look at the leaderboard, I'm willing to bet that those 3 guys are in almost all these lineups.
No, you're definitely right there, especially in Classic, where it's just going to get only more and more saturated with the chalk guys, the MLS guys.
So second place had Lucho Heal. Third place had Lucho. A lot of Walker Zimmermans in the top 4.
Yeah, Zimmerman went crazy.
Insigne. So like a lot of these lineups
MLS
have
Sorare Scout.
A lot of the same players.
Yo, check that lineup. Roast's lineup.
Yep.
Roast Thomas's lineup.
I remember he sent it to the lineup.
Ooh, spicy.
You, Lennon. You
shut yourself, sir.
I was trying to find a way that would make
the same. This is the same general lineup that everybody else.
Gross Atlanta players did.
Your favorite team?
Ooh. Oh, Gator guy up there too. Let's go. Look at all them MLS bros. John CF, see bro. He be up in the Discord too. Let's go.
Is this Challenger? Right.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Challenger.
2 supers in there?
Oh yeah, bro. Dude, all my Challenger limited lineups are littered with rares this week because I didn't have good rare lineups. So, yeah, this definitely helps. The defensive stack with the ballers. Yeah. So, Kalina Malanda with the ballers wins you everything. That's it. Charlotte was the key the entire time.
No, it wasn't.
Alex, what the heck are you doing now?
See, you need his defensive.
Whoa. I want Zimmerman.
You need a defensive stack that's not an MLS because none of the good defensive stacks ever hit anything. I'm sick of MLS and all of its scoring. The reason why these guys bang is because they played no good defenses ever.
I know.
Like if they played in Brazil, Lucha would average a 40.
Oh, can I talk about that?
Yes.
Speaking of Brazil, Jorge knows
Sure.
about this. I'll pull up my
Yeah, I know
club.
things.
I got mad because I was
Grr.
held back. I'll show it over here.
Oh, look, he bought a Walker Zimmerman.
Oh,
Yeah, look at that.
wow.
I got held back by my defender in this lineup.
Oh, sucks.
This would have been a super smash if I would have had a good defender. So I decided to resort to options, aka the Brazilian.
He said never again.
He said, "I'm done with you."
Defenders.
It is done.
You don't even
but
know what the league is called.
I just had to find it. I've two Brazilian defenders I picked up, Marcus Roca and Alan Franco again. Played at Atlanta, so it doesn't count. It's MLS, all right? Doesn't count. When people look at the lineup, they'll just think it's Atlanta. Yeah, I just picked up these two. He was on International G, but got cut from the squad, so he'll play. Are we looking at these like cheaper Brazilian options as like real plays? Because they have a lot of game weeks coming up.
Yes.
The answer is yes, you definitely should. I know Thomas has talked about it before too. Like, there's a lot of people on the Brazil train. I'm just a stubborn piece of crap, and I'm like, MLS or die, baby. I'm going down.
I don't want to
with the
learn
ship.
a new league. Forget that. I'd rather just not win stuff.
No, I do. Well, I have Felix Torres that I've had for forever when he was playing in Liga MX, and then he went to Brazil and he's still smashing there. Granted, he's been in and out with internationals. It's been a little rough. Yeah, but he's been a smash. Like, I almost throw him in pretty weekly, like pretty frequently as well, just because he just does the thing. Yes, 100%, Alex. That
Like
is
here's
real. And they
here's,
don't
like-
have in season, which is kind of booty.
They technically have some, I'm pretty sure. But
yes
they're
and no.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Palmeiras is the best defensive team. Their best defender is
For sure.
$17, and he smashes.
Hey, Antonio Carlos is in Brazil now.
Yeah, like the highest defender price you'll have is $24.
Yeah, he's not playing either.
But when he does, he kind of smashes, bro.
This
I
was
don't know if you've
look,
seen those scores.
He's $2 for a rare right now.
look who's in Brazil right now,
Yo.
and also like putting up decent
Ooh.
scores.
Ooh.
Look at old man Marcelo.
Yeah, but I mean, they have like Damian Suarez, who's like decent in La Liga for $1. Like, I would prefer a $5 Brazilian card to any $5 MLS defender.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
my
think
dog
there's-
Felix Torres, bro.
100%.
Yeah. I don't think there's a $5 MLS defender that steps up to Alan Franco or who's the dude that I bought? Hold please.
Joe Waterman, bro.
Marcus Roca, who's now I bought him for $5. He's $11 now, so I caught the
Rodrigo
dip.
Schlegel, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like, Brazilian defenders, I feel like is where it's at. But yeah, and I will say I also picked up a Thiago Silva when the rumor got announced, and I still am holding on to that. and
Oh,
he will be
speaking of
huge.
John, I forgot about that.
Oh,
Holy
there we go.
crap,
Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
bro. I love Thiago Silva.
I still have one, I think.
Aha.
Give it
Yeah.
to me. I didn't even think about that. God, frick, man.
Yes, I went
I
up
still
and
have
I'm
that-
like, he's gonna legitimately hit 80 every game off it.
I still have that
like,
Chalabah
no.
jersey mint that only works in garbage time at the end of the season.
What's he at now? What's his price? Dude, $3.
$2.79.
I'm about to pick one up actually.
Yeah, and like, look, he's doing hundreds in the Prem.
Yeah, shout out to John, bro.
Oh,
Coming
he's a
in the
baller.
chat, coming in clutch at the end.
Yeah,
Yes.
Thiago Silva, as a
I
Chelsea
sold
fan,
mine. I sold mine for $1.91 in April.
Haha.
should have sold to Jorge.
Way to sell the bottom, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Sad
but I,
scenes.
like I can
I-
show. Yeah, go ahead. While I play.
I have 7 Brazilian players, all of whom were former MLS players except for Caio Alexander, who is a reward, who I still cannot sell because he bangs and he is also worthless. So he just stays in my gallery.
Yeah.
But all the rest of them all played in MLS at some point.
I didn't watch a lot of Chelsea this
That's
year, but
Yeah. He was cooking for us when he played.
Thiago was
He
always
got
smashing.
he got rotated in and out. He was also, I think, he had a knock for a while. And when you're that old, a knock is like
He's-
a month.
He's definitely gonna have some DNP issues.
Yeah.
But he's gonna have some big weeks where he can
I don't
sneak
know,
up on
man.
some people.
Like, as long as he's healthy, like he plays through everything. Like, he's not really. Well, I guess
I
now
think
he's getting older
he's,
now.
He's like 40.
Yeah, he's getting a little old now. He just loves the ball. Like, you see it with those
He's
older guys, and they
39.
just love the ball. And
He's
when they love the ball,
39.
they can play forever. Messi's gonna play forever because he genuinely loves the ball. He's living his best life,
think-
sipping
See,
out
I don't
pineapple
agree with you.
cocktails
Look at
out
all
of
these.
pineapples.
Look at all these DNPs, bro. Look at all these spread out DNPs.
Yeah, but those are injuries. Those are like sustained, like
No,
probably
this
out
is
with
an
a knock.
injury. This is an injury. This is not injuries. This is just rotations.
I'll give you
mon-
that one.
He's
I wanna
taking a
find-
game off every month.
I'll find his contract
So does McMath.
because I
Easy.
think he was through 2025. I think he has 2 years.
While you look that up, I do want to bring up just because we were talking about Walker Zimmerman. Dude, is this Omir Fernandez winning me another reward, Chris? I'm gonna keep
Shut-
bringing up Omir
Whoa,
Fernandez. Don't look at
shut
Alan Polito. He's just pissing me off.
Shot.
Omir Fernandez, bro.
Yeah, Fernandez is the worst.
Is he though?
He's
Is
so
this-
bad.
Yeah, 2-year
I would-
contract for
I
Travis.
would rather not win things than win things with Amir Fernandez.
Look at that. 2 games, three of the last 4 assists.
Sell, sell, sell.
Get rid, please.
Get out while you can.
I just love bringing it up when you don't like people. Anyway, dude, we've been here for an hour and 40 minutes. Holy crap. Dude, time flies when you are having
Holy
fun
crap.
with my best buds, Chris, the MLS card guy, and Alex ATG. So rare. Shout out to everybody that was in the chat hanging out. You guys were great today, leading the conversation, helping us chug along. Look, double game week, MLS, shenanigans, DNPs. It's just going to be a mess. But as long as we're having fun, it'll still be a mess. So, yeah, either way, good luck. Good luck to everybody. Good luck this weekend. Smash those scores. I hope everybody scores a 500. Chris, the MLS card guy, Alex ATG, so rare. Do you guys have anything else to let these people know before we get out of here? I'm hungry. I need dinner.
If everyone scores a 500, no one's winning rewards with a 500, so that doesn't help us.
But scoring 500 will be a reward in itself.
Do you want to know the man who's going to stop the greatest streak in the history of sports?
Who is it, Alex?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Big Tim. Tomorrow. You'll
Y'all
see.
stop pumping the floor. I'm trying to produce a show. I don't have time to go shopping. Stop it. Tim Melia is the GOAT. Shout out to Bobbleheads. Y'all are awesome. We'll see you soon. Good luck, fam.
Bye, Mom.